population of Verona is doubling this week. Medical software giant Epic is holding its annual users meeting.
8,000 customers from all over the world are meeting with Epic's nearly 10,000 employees, and they've all got to eat. Chef Eric Rupert leads a culinary team of 90 chefs at Epic. Mark and I visited as the kitchen was getting ready for their biggest week of the year.
My job is to keep the bus on the road, make sure everybody's on the bus, and keep it going relatively straight at a speed that makes sense.
How many people are you feeding a day?
There's a range. If you include our guests, if you include breakfast, if you include lunch, which is our primary focus, and then we also have our customers on campus, it ranges between 7,000 and 8,000 a day. Now that's from scratch, and just for fun, for everybody, we change the menu every day.
Every day?
Every day. And we don't really repeat things. We do have an internal system where people can give us feedback and say, oh, please, could you make that macaroni and cheese again, or make that blank again? And if we get enough people commenting, we'll run it again somewhere down the road.
It's more of a restaurant than a cafeteria.
Yeah, I think so. I think certainly the food quality, at the risk of being immodest, the food quality is really, really good. Again, we make it from scratch. We've got our own bakery. In fact, we've got 2 of them. We make our own hot dog buns, our own hamburger buns. The talent that we have here is extraordinary. Because we have baristas, trained baristas on staff. We have events managers. I mean, we have a full-blown 185 people on staff.
Give us a typical day for you. Are you serving breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and in more than one venue,
Sure.
right?
We don't do dinner, but for events, and that's okay. We focus, our primary focus is on lunch. That's when you'll see the most people come out. What are you guys making? Apple half moon pies. How many are you making? 2,000 today or 2,000 total? So they'll make 2,000 of these today.
And this is all from scratch?
This is all from scratch. They were making the dough. They started about a month ago, and they made the dough, they froze it, they rolled it out, they cut out the circles, and here you go. We also do something called Pie Day. On March 14th, we provide pie, fresh-made pie, for the entire company.
Oh,
which is really fun. You know, I go home and I'm cooking for my family. I'm making 3 or 4 or something, and it's usually pretty good. It better be after all these years, and all the cooks here, they can do that. It's another thing to make 30 of something and make it really, really good. It's an entirely different game and requires a whole different skill set to make 500 of something as good as if it were 4. And we do that.
This is a beautiful kitchen.
That's a
soup pot?
That's a big 60-gallon stock pot. It's got, looks like chicken stock in there right now. Wow. So that's for all of our soups and sauces. So this was the original bakery, and this is where everything but bread is made. We also have a bread bakery on the other end of campus. We have a soda fountain upstairs, so we make all the ice creams and gelatos from scratch. When we sequence that menu, one of the things that we have to be aware of, because this is the bulk of our large equipment in this kitchen, we can't put multiple items on a menu that require the same equipment.
Right.
We'll look at it through that lens as well.
Right.
You know, is it spicy? Is it gluten-free, etc.? What equipment does it need? And if there's conflict there, we just move it to a different day.
God, there are so many moving parts. Yeah. So this is where all the entrees are set up?
This is where the entrees, so they'll generate between 1,000 and 1,400 entrees a day. And that's 6 cooks. That's not a lot of cooks for that amount of food at that high quality. And just for fun, the cooks also serve the food. We go out on the line and we love it. You know, honestly, we're everybody's favorite part of the day, you know, or most people. They're having a blast.
And it has to be ready all at the same time.
It has to be ready at 11. It's not an option not to be ready at 11.
And you would stack this food against any nice restaurant downtown?
Yeah, I'll quibble with the word against. I would put it up with, I'm very proud of what Madison has accomplished over the last 30 or 40 years. I've been doing it in the Madison community for 40 years now. And to watch its growth, I would say our food is as good as anything that's going on in all those great restaurants that are going on downtown.
This is an international organization, so have your culinary skills stretched in terms of serving everything you can imagine?
Yeah, certainly.
Big long sigh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a very good sigh. We're really proud of the fact that, you know, on any given day, we're sitting here in Cassiopeia, which is our flagship original dining facility, does about 2,000 people a day. On any given day, we can have an Indonesian dish, a Thai dish, barbecue, fried chicken sandwich. We don't do a lot of fried things, but once in a great while, it's kind of a treat. Break that out. Just the range of things that we make in a day. And if somebody wants chicken soup, we always have chicken soup.
And this company has decided to give back to the community. You donate food?
We do.
Tell us about that.
Well, when you're making food for, say, 8,000, there's a good chance, statistically speaking, there's going to be some leftovers. And so the leftovers go to local food banks, Community Action Coalition, Healthy Food for All, Badger Prairie Needs Network. And so and not only do we give the food, our culinary staff, and not just our culinary staff, participate in preparing meals and helping coordinate all of that too.
Cassiopeia is Epic's largest cafeteria where we talked to Eric. It serves 3,000 people for lunch every day. The users meeting at Epic wraps up tomorrow, so it was very generous of him to talk to us because they have never been busier.
I cannot even fathom trying to put that together. Unbelievable.
He has incredible skills. He stared at L'Etoile with Odessa Piper, who you probably remember, worked at Sub-Zero for a while and is now the head chef at Epic.
Boy, does he have his hands full every day. You'd think he'd be under tremendous stress.
And he's calm as a cucumber.
Yeah, he seems really chill.
He's a cool customer.
Yeah, I don't see often the Epic employees down the street at Subway where I go to lunch.
No, they have no reason to leave.
They're eating well right there. Great. So I love what they do with the food banks too.
Yeah.
With the leftovers.
Giving
Good
back.
stuff.